National Safety Month. And we have some tips all morning long out on the plaza. We have the jaws of life cutting into cars. We're going to show you all the things you need to know to be safe this morning.
Yeah, a lot of times when you're rubbernecking after accidents, you're wondering, how are they doing that? Well, we're going to find out. These guys save a lot of lives. So we're tipping our hats to them this morning.
Awesome food that Firehouse Subs has, but it is about a lot more than that.
That's right. Brothers and former firemen Chris and Robin Sorensen started the restaurant chain in 1994. But after Hurricane Katrina, they were inspired to take it to a whole new level and create a foundation that would give back to first responders. And here we are 10 years later.
Yeah, 10 years later, $15 million to public safety organizations all around the U.S. Here to tell us more is Robin Peters, Executive Director of Firehouse Subs Public Safety. Robin, welcome this morning.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
These are important messages you guys want to get out. And it's amazing that it's something like Firehouse Subs, we go and eat there, but you guys are doing great work.
Yes, we are. And as you said, we've donated more than $15 million. That is 1,154 public safety entities, fire departments, police departments, and public safety organizations.
What does your average family need to know? Our viewers this morning, Public Safety Month. What do they need to know to keep their family safe? You got carbon monoxide, a lot of different things in the home you have to watch out for.
Well, actually, we really want to make people available, really know about carbon monoxide poisoning. There are so many issues that are out there with regard to carbon monoxide safety. And many homes do not have carbon monoxide detectors, only smoke detectors. And it is the silent killer.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way to detect it from your nose if you're inside your house, right?
Right. You can't taste it, you can't smell it, you can't see it. And it kills more than 400 people a year and sickens many, many more.
And what are the symptoms? Would you notice it if it was happening to you and that you were getting it in the house?
Well, that's a great question. The symptoms start with headache, nausea, you might feel really confused, and many people may also pass out. And it could be from something as simple as a car's running in the garage, even with the garage open.
Well, we're going to do a lot this morning, learn about how to use the jaws of life, how our first responders save people's lives every day.
You know, with the smoke detectors, we often say when you change the seasons, when you change your clocks, change your batteries. I assume you guys probably have that same message with this.
Yes, absolutely. And now there's even batteries that last 10 years. So many of these new products are available with a much longer life.
If people want to donate to this cause for you guys are in 44 states around the country, which is amazing.
Yes, it is.
People can go in and buy this. Is this how you're raising your $15 million?
Yes, so we've got one for you, Rick. I've already donated on your behalf, and I've got one for Ed. So go into Firehouse Subs restaurants. A medallion donation helps raise money for our foundation.
Well, we're going to actually pay up now.
Yeah, we will do that.
Yeah,
we're glad you did that. We're going to give you a
later.
little bit more than that.
This is great. Jaws of Life, which have always been fascinating.
Yeah, we're going to learn all about it.
Later on in the show.
Thank you so much, Robin Peters.
Okay,
we'll come back
thank
to you later in the show as well. Back to you, Anna.
Thank you so much.
We were just sitting here with Firehouse Subs, their meatball sub.
I like the smoked turkey.
Holy smokes, it's so good.
National Safety Month this hour. We're going to learn all about CPR. So important to learn, especially if you're a parent. Later in the show, we're going to do a Jaws of Life demonstration as well.
It's amazing. Cutting into a car.
Yeah, I've never seen it up close and personal like that. Can't wait to see that. We're tipping our hats to them because, of course, they save so many lives. Also, I'm going to get them to vouch for me. You know the Bee Gees, you know the song Staying Alive? It's actually the correct beat for CPR.
Is it really?
That's right. I heard Steve Ducey say that the other day. He's done it.
And this girl
And
a lot of things have changed since I learned
Steve
it.
Ducey
Plus,
also.
we are learning how to save a life. Rick is getting a lesson in CPR on the plaza. That's next.
Is this good?
This is good.
It's good? How long do you do this until I come back?
Good morning again, guys. Well, October is Public Safety Month, and in addition to serving up delicious food, Firehouse Subs has a public safety foundation that has raised $15 million for our first responders.
Yeah, here to tell us about some of the equipment that money has provided is Robin Peters, the Executive Director of Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation. Welcome again, Robin. I'm so excited
Thank
to
you
hear
so much.
that Firehouse Subs has a public safety foundation.
Yeah.
That's such a cool thing.
It really is. And, you know, there is a culture of philanthropy throughout our Firehouse Subs restaurants, and that's allowed us to give back to so many communities. And one of the things we also really believe in is prevention education and training. And CPR training has the potential to save so many lives, and it's such an important thing that all of us can learn to do.
Well, all morning long, we're out here showing what first responders do.
Yep.
Can you explain a few of the other things, just tease ahead what we're going to be seeing later before we do CPR?
Well, the exciting thing we're going to be seeing later is extrication tools that cut people out of cars, also are used after structural damage and even after disasters, that they can go in and they can cut people out of areas they're trapped in. So we'll see how that works and how quick these guys are at getting people rescued.
All right, well, here to give a first-hand account of what it means to be able to have access to some of this equipment like CPR dummies is Valerie Schoen, a retired paramedic and a first responder with the Hamburg Office of Emergency Management. Val, thank you very much for being here.
Hi, thank you, Rick.
Just 3 weeks ago, someone in your community was saved by CPR.
Yes, somebody collapsed at the 7-Eleven, and I happened to be there. The police officer and I did CPR.
Wow.
And my husband, who also was on the squad, hi Joe, came and got the ambulance. And by the time the ambulance and the other EMTs from our squad got here, the guy had a pulse and was actually talking. So this stuff really works.
Yeah, I just got chills, and I don't think it's the wind out here.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
You know, as a kid, we learned CPR, and it always seemed like a complicated thing that I was then afraid I would do wrong. It seemed so precise, and you could potentially hurt people, but it's a little simpler now.
Right. Well, first, you can't make them any worse. Second, as a part of the general public, you're only going to do compressions. And the big key is push hard, push fast, do it to one of the greatest disco tunes you can ever hear.
Right, yeah, the Bee Gees, Staying Alive.
Staying Alive, absolutely.
But that is a big difference now that you're only doing the chest compressions.
Yes. Yes, you do the chest compressions. If there's a defibrillator around, you use the defibrillator. If not, most cops in New Jersey have defibrillators, so do fire departments and EMS. Rescue breathing, not for the general public anymore.
Right. All right, Val, bring it on. Let's show Anna exactly how you're doing this here.
Okay, what you're going to do, put your hand in the middle of the chest. You're going to go and keep your arms straight. It's a little, we have to go straight here, yeah. And then just push hard, push fast. So, staying alive, staying alive, staying alive, staying alive.
All right, and now Val, you just keep doing this, right? That's it? You don't stop and do the breathing. You're just doing this.
So I would be going, and then Rick would take over? Is that how it
exactly.
Okay, so
exactly. Yeah, want to go in, Rick?
Sure, and now you have to do this pretty hard. This isn't like a small thing.
No, you're going to go down about 2 to 3 inches, or maybe at least 2/3 of their chest, because people have different sized chests.
Right.
And it is very hard work to do.
Right.
So if you can switch off, switch off.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you mentioned that you did with the police officer there during this incident that happened a couple of weeks ago. How long should we think that we ought to be doing it ourselves? Maybe 3 minutes me, 3 minutes Rick, or how?
Generally, it would be 2 minutes apiece, because you're going to get in a lot of compressions then, and CPR is hard work. So try and switch off after 2 minutes if you can. If you're the only one there, do it as long as you can until someone gets there. Just do your best.
That's awesome.
You can only make them better. You can't make them worse.
Well, what a wonderful story that you guys had this save somebody's life just recently, Val. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Robin Peters and Valerie Schoen. Later in the show, we're going to get another close-up look at some of the equipment that the money from Firehouse Subs is providing our first responders, like the Jaws of Life.
There it is right there.
It's awesome. All right, guys, send it back to you inside.
Thanks so much, guys. Great cause. Coming up.
It's the Jaws of Life. We are demoing it for you here out on the plaza as part of National Safety Month. We have our friends from Firehouse Subs here. They actually have their own foundation. They're celebrating 10 years in business, so they're joining us with all these first responders.
Doing a great job supporting our first responders with their foundation.
And we learned how to do CPR last hour.
To staying alive.
Right,
to
to staying alive. But it says here that for the younger generation, you teach them Justin Timberlake's Sexy Back. Bring in sexy back.
That's how you remember it.
Yeah.
Instead of when I was raised as a kid, I was a lifeguard. Is it 15 compressions and 2 breaths? You could never remember. Just give them to music and you'll get it.
Right, but no more rescue breathing.
Right.
For the average person, for the public. It's just the chest compression. You know how the Jaws of Life actually work. There's Rick in there right now. He's going to be showing us how with some first responders coming up.
That Anna's got him out there.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Rick. Or to Ed, Rick is inside there, though, while these first responders are using the jaws of life to help stranded passengers, just like Rick, escape after their car has been involved in some sort of serious crash.
Yeah, Rick, how you feeling in there?
You know, I felt better.
He's got the roof cut off. But believe it or not, some
I trust
police and
these guys.
fire departments still don't have access to this life-saving tool. It's a problem our next guest is working hard to solve. Robin Peters is the executive director of the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation. Robin, nice to see you this morning. And we've also got Keith here, who's in charge of Hamburg Station 26 as well.
Just want to thank you so much for all that you do, and we're going to let you go ahead and get going, all right?
All right. Thank you guys for having us. We enjoy us. We love the support from Firehouse Subs with their grant program. It's a great program. Other people should get involved in it and know that it's out there. For
right,
volunteer fire departments.
So Robin, I got to get your take on this. Why don't a lot of fire departments have these life-saving tools?
Well, a lot of times there's just not room in the budget to be able to request them. And also, the cars nowadays are much tougher, so many of the tools the departments have are outdated and are not able to cut through the new materials that are building our new cars.
So, Keith, what are they doing right now?
Right now, they're extricating the roof off the car with the jaws of life. They're moving it out of the way so we could clearly take the patient out if we had to with no obstacles in the way.
Rick under there underneath.
Yeah, here comes Rick coming
I
out.
guess that's protocol. You always do that?
Absolutely. Patient care is the #1 importance with extricating somebody out of the car. Try not to rock it, try not to move it, try not to get glass on them. Everything is important on their safety.
You guys go into danger with this stuff too. The jagged edges of these cars.
Absolutely. That's why if you look, all our members are wearing safety glasses, goggles, full turnout gear. We know fire extinguishers are in the area. Everything is covered, so everybody's in safety, including the patient.
Now, Keith, tell me if, the person in the car, the patient, is a small child. Rick, obviously, is a confident man. He's a strong man. What if it's a small child who's scared? Do you have people on scene that help with that, too?
Absolutely. One of our firefighters or EMTs will go into the car, and if it's in New Jersey, we have paramedics. If they have to, they'll go right into the vehicle with the patient. Patient care is the #1 priority. If I yell to stop right now, everything would come to a stop. Just make sure extrication is done safely and correctly.
How much do one of these things cost, Robin?
Extrication tools can average about $13,000 to $15,000, depending how many devices they request.
And this kind of machine, it's just cutting through this metal amazingly.
Hearst came out with this many years ago, called the Jaws of Life. It started out, Tim. Now these are called e-tools. If you notice how quiet they are in your segment before, they run on batteries, very powerful, very strong. In today's metal of the cars, they've cut through it tremendously.
I mentioned at the top of one of the hours of our show that, a lot of times people are rubbernecking and they see this going on from far away and they're excited to get an up-close look this morning at the great work that these first responders are doing. But often that rubbernecking causes extra accidents, doesn't it? How important is it to let these first responders do their job?
Oh, absolutely. It's very important. That's why New Jersey came out with a TIMS program, which is Traffic Incident Safety Program. We also say if you see an emergency vehicle to the right, move left. Provide a safety comfort zone. It's very important not only for the firefighters, tow truck operators, policemen, EMS responders. It is very important.
Rick, how impressive is this? Rick, can you hear us?
Say that again.
How impressive is this?
It's really, I'm mesmerized. I feel like a kid watching Amazing Tools.
Can you come out safely now? Are you able to get out? I mean, you don't want to walk into the jaws of life. And by the way, Keith, thank you for doing this to my car. I wasn't told that you were going to be handling this.
You owe it big time. You break it, you buy it.
That's it. It's called instant convertible for you. You always wanted one in New York City.
That's right,
Rob. Go ahead and pull Rick out.
Sure, why not?
Rick, come on out safely. And Robin, where can people learn more how they can help and be a part of this program?
Well, they can visit any of our Firehouse Subs restaurants across the country, and they can also go to our website, firehousesubs.com/foundation.
It is out.
It's absolutely a wonderful program, and we're really proud of it.
Robin, thank you so much. And we can vouch for the amazing subs. Clayton likes the meatball. I like the smoked turkey.
Oh, the meatball sub at Firehouse. Oh, I eat it every day.
And the kids get the plastic fire hat.
Yeah. Steak and cheese is my favorite with Sorensen sauce.
How do you feel, Rick?
I feel good. The scary part, they cover you up, which obviously for safety, for the glass, so the glass doesn't go all over. But when you hear that going around you, and you can't see anything, it's a different
This is amazing.
Feeling. Would be scary for a young kid.
We can rip open a car, and yet we don't have a good can opener in the house that can actually open a can. What a technology.
That would do a good job.
Yeah, I know that would. Robin, Keith, thank you guys so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's National Safety Month. Last hour, we showed you Rick Reichmuth being cut out of a car with the jaws of life. Ripped the roof off. They ripped the doors off. This hour, we're doing a little obstacle course and putting ourselves to the test.
Now, this obstacle course would be hard enough in like a sweatsuit.
Right.
But we're going to be wearing, work clothes and then this giant jacket, I guess. It weighs kind of a lot.
Well,
and this is what our
mimic
first
what
The bunker gear can weigh
right?
up to
This is
close
what-
to 100 pounds with the tank on. I don't know if we have to wear the tank, too.
This is
but-
what our first responders have to do every day.
Yeah.
We're joking about it, but it's serious stuff.
And climb up multiple floors in a building that's on fire. We have to go around a few traffic cones. See if we can handle it.
Then do Rick and I have what it takes to be firefighters? We are put to the test next with real-life challenges. Coming up.
CPR and Jaws of Life, but that's just a tiny slice of the day in the life of our first responders. Up next, we get put to the test to see how would we fare in an emergency situation.
Driving all the old men crazy. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town.
Welcome back. All morning long, we've been telling you about Firehouse Subs and their public safety foundation that has raised $15 million for local emergency departments all across the U.S. And in the last 10 years, we wanted to know, would we cut it as first responders?
So we decided to put Anna and Rick to the test first. Keith Sukanoff, who's a firefighter and Office of Emergency Management Coordinator, Hamburg, New Jersey. He's putting all of this together. He's also executive director of Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation. So what do we
Robin,
need
nice
to know?
To see you.
How big all this equipment well, I think Anna said it best. We don't realize just what these men and women have to go through, the equipment that they carry as well as they
How
wear.
heavy is the jacket?
You know what? The jacket isn't that bad. This helmet is really heavy.
And we don't even have the tank on. That adds another how many pounds or kilos?
80 pounds.
80 pounds
easily.
Wow.
All the gear weighs about 100.
We want to get it started and see
So
whether
what are we going to be doing here? We
let's
need
put
to
them
know
to the test.
what's the obstacle course going to look like. Do you guys know?
You know
So
what you gotta do?
basically,
Somebody tell us what we're going to do when we're done there, right? We're
Yes.
going to do these things.
Okay.
Is this a race, by the way?
right.
I need to know if this is a race. 'cause-
This is a race.
I think it's a race.
Listen,
It's definitely a race.
It's definitely a race.
Rick and countdown.
Rick and Hannah, you're going to go through the cones real fierce.
Yeah.
Big Charlie and Devin are down the ends. They both have the Jaws of Life equipment. You guys are going to physically make a cut on the car. Get it done. Good luck. Have fun. These guys are going to count it down.
And they got to go through the dummies as well?
Then they go into the dummies
How
as
many
well.
chest
At the end.
compressions do we
Okay.
do?
How many chest?
Valerie, what are we going? Chest compressions at the end?
Yeah.
How many?
Yeah.
10?
And then you got to
10.
make it back here. And the finish line is right here, right?
You guys ready?
Pick
All
up
right.
the dummy.
You know
bring it
what?
back.
You know what? Talk is
Get it
cheap.
out of the cone.
Talk is cheap.
Let's see if you
Ready?
can do this.
On the count of 3.
Let's get easy.
1, 2, 3.
Woo! Let's go! Come on, Anna! Come on, Anna! Let's go! Let's go!
Oh, boy. They're going to the Jaws of Life now.
Yeah, they've got to break
This is a
break
really
through the
tough
car.
one.
And
I'm not sure Rick is up to the
chop
task.
the metal.
I
These
think
things are
Anna's going to
amazing.
do it. I think it.
I think my money's on Anna.
Yeah, I think she's going to get it
Anna's
done.
an
Get
incredible-
it done, Anna! Get it done!
All the time. She surfs.
Right.
She's out there. Oh,
All right, come on, Anna!
here she comes.
Chest
She's going over to the
Stay
dummies.
alive,
Hold on.
baby! Stay
Hey,
alive!
Rick is catching up. There's the chest compressions. Wait,
Come on.
Rick's going a little
You
too
hear it?
fast.
Little natural sound there. She's doing staying alive.
There you go, there you go.
She's bringing the
Oh,
dummy.
oh,
She's
Easy,
gonna
she's
win.
out of the boots.
Good job, guys! That was great.
Lucky one.
All right. We want to talk to the winner first. The loser we'll get to eventually. Anna, how does it feel?
Feel fabulous for saving life. No, I do want to stress one thing, though, about the, we're being silly right now, but with the CPR and rescue breathing, the regulations actually changed, right?
That's right. As Valerie said earlier, you don't do any of the mouth-to-mouth anymore. It's all chest
All
compressions.
chest compression, so you don't waste any time doing the mouth-to-mouth until
Right.
the first responders
And you,
get there.
you are an athlete. I mean, you work out like every day. You're out of breath just from that little jaunt in that outfit. That's incredible.
It is amazing the weight of this that makes it so much more difficult. You're out of breath, I'm out of breath. And just moving around, like trying to get up and move in this gear.
That's awesome.
Really difficult.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
That's right.
That's on a normal
Think
day.
about your adrenaline going too. Ours is up, in a happy, fun way, but these guys are, it's do or die, life or death in some situations.
Right, right. And you don't even have the air packs on. So, it's just, we're just so proud of our first responders. I think we all share
All of us
that
are.
love
That's
for
great.
all.